departure drew near, Hinata stood alone beneath the stars. She whispered to herself, a vow only the night would hear, I'll protect him, no matter what. The war would separate them, scatter them across battlefields, but both carried the same silent promise, to survive, and to return. Neither spoke it aloud, but it lived in every glance they shared, every word left unspoken. Hinata trained as well, though her motivation was quieter. She wanted to grow strong not only for her clan, not only for the village, but for Naruto. She remembered the moment she stepped forward against pain. That same courage now drove her to perfect every strike, every step, every ounce of chakra. The air in Konoha grew heavier with each passing day. Rumors spread quickly, the world was on the brink of war. The fourth great ninja war loomed, and shinobi across the villages prepared themselves for battles unlike any before. Naruto felt the burden deeply. He trained tirelessly, determined to protect everyone he cared about. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink as they finally sat down to rest. Breathing heavily, they laughed together, no barriers, no shadows. Just two friends, perhaps something more, finding comfort in each other's strength. With every exchange, Naruto realized just how strong Hinata had become. She wasn't the timid girl who once hid behind her classmates. She stood tall now, striking with determination. And Hinata, in turn, found courage in every clash, every smile he gave when she pushed him back. Their sparring began awkwardly. Naruto was wild and energetic, his movements unpredictable. Hinata, precise and graceful, countered with the careful strikes of the gentle fist. Their differences clashed beautifully, like fire meeting water, pushing both of them to grow. It was Naruto who asked first. Hey, Hinata, wanna train together? His grin was casual, but his eyes carried sincerity. Hinata's heart skipped at the question. She nodded quickly, nervous but also thrilled. Training with him meant being seen not as the shy girl from the Hyuga clan, but as a fellow shinobi he respected. The village rebuilt brick by brick, and so too did bonds between people. In the quiet spaces between missions, Naruto and Hinata spoke more than ever before. Their words were simple, awkward at times, but the silence between them was no longer empty. Hinata, though embarrassed by her own boldness, felt strangely lighter. For years she had carried her feelings in silence, hidden in the corners of her heart. Now, with the truth spoken aloud, she no longer felt the same crushing weight. Whether Naruto returned her feelings or not, she had been honest. That was enough for her. Naruto thought often of that moment, of her words, her courage, her willingness to lay down her life for him. It was confusing, overwhelming even, and he didn't know how to respond. But still, he found himself seeking her out, whether to thank her or simply to be near her. When the dust settled after Pain's defeat, Konoha was left in ruins. Homes were gone, lives shattered, yet the village endured. Amid the chaos, Naruto became the hero who had saved them all. Villagers surrounded him with gratitude, their cheers filling the air, but Hinata's quiet bravery lingered louder in his memory than any praise. Though the battle raged on, a seed had been planted in Naruto's heart. He hadn't spoken a single word in response to her confession, but deep down, he knew, those words would never leave him. The Kyuubi's power surged through him, chains of anger and grief snapping. For the first time, Naruto wasn't fighting only for the village or for himself, he was fighting because someone he cherished had been hurt. Hinata's courage had awakened something inside him he didn't yet understand. But there was no time to process what had been said. Pain struck again, sending Hinata flying with brutal force. Naruto's heart dropped as he saw her body hit the ground. The world tilted, and a surge of fury unlike any he had felt before ignited within him. His chakra flared, dark and violent, as if her fall had shattered the last restraint holding him back. The battlefield was silent, save for the sound of rubble shifting in the wind. Naruto could hardly breathe, his body still bound by Pain's power. Hinata's words, "I love you," echoed louder in his mind than the destruction around him. For a moment, he forgot the pain in his body, forgot the weight of the battle. Those words pierced through him in a way no weapon could. She launched herself at pain with every ounce of strength she had. It didn't matter if she lived or died, in that moment, her only mission was to protect him. When she reached him, Naruto was pinned, barely able to move. Her hands trembled, but her voice was clear. "I'm here because I love you." The words hung in the air, impossible to take back. She knew she wasn't strong enough to defeat pain alone. But she also knew she couldn't stand by and watch Naruto fall. Her feet moved before her mind could catch up, carrying her toward the battle. Every step was heavy with the weight of her decision. Konoha was in ruins. The sky was choked with smoke, the streets littered with debris. Pain's attack had brought the village to its knees, and at its center stood Naruto, facing the enemy that threatened to destroy everything. Hinata watched from a distance, heart pounding as fear gripped her. She lost the match by a narrow margin, but as she bowed and stepped away, Naruto's voice reached her again, "You were amazing, Hinata." And in that moment, the loss didn't matter. She had already won something far greater. Her opponent was skilled, but Hinata had something more, the will to prove herself. Even when her body ached and her vision blurred, she refused to back down. Every strike she made carried his voice with it. She dodged, countered, and pressed forward, each movement sharper than the last. The cheers from the stands faded into background noise, replaced by the steady rhythm of her own breathing and the sound of her feet hitting the floor. When her name was called for her match, Hinata felt her knees tremble. She stepped into the arena, the crowd's murmurs echoing above her. Her opponent looked confident, but Hinata's eyes scanned the stands, and there he was. Naruto, leaning forward, shouting encouragement so loudly it made her heart swell.